Age Parenting, presented by Manav Rachna, powered by Psychorian Matrimonial, Ek Rishta Vishwas Ka.
Hello and a very warm welcome to New Age Parenting. Once again, we are going to pick up an issue which is very, very dear to parents, and that is distraction for their kids. Yes, most of the parents have a big complaint that their kids are distracted. Either they are in social media or television or phones or maybe friends and gossiping, and somewhere we don't know how to restrict them. Sometimes parents use strong ways to stop them, but sometimes we allow them. A lot of times we are not even aware how much my child is spending time on social media and how much distracted my child is. What is happening out in the world? Why these kids are getting distracted? Somewhere, do we really need to check, or is it okay to let them be distracted? Time for soul searching.
Distractions are a part and parcel of our life. We all get distracted sometimes, but with practice we've learned to prioritize. Distractions happen due to availability and inquisitiveness of human nature. With so much available in the society today, the social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, Ask FM and much more, chatting on individual phones, partying, watching TV or surfing the internet, it's not difficult for a child to get distracted. And that is the biggest point of conflict with parents, especially during adolescence and teenage. Parents feel they are not focused and don't prioritize, but for the children, these are mere distractions or a deep need for acceptance, which has to be fulfilled for their own self-esteem and sanity. Let's explore.
And as promised in Soul Searching, today again we have two special guests in our studios. We have Meenakshi Mehta, who is a corporate trainer with Manav Rachna University, and we have Sanya Bhalla, who is a student of Manav Rachna School. A very warm welcome to both of you.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
We all understand that today's generation is getting distracted. What are these distractions around you?
If I talk about distractions, there are a lot of distractions, but yeah, I'll start from TV, radio, video games and social networking sites, Twitter, WhatsApp, Viber, WeChat.
See, today if they are not on Twitter, today if they are not on Facebook, if they put a status and it has not received a lot of SMSs back or response, they just get so hyper and uncomfortable and restless.
I think it's very simple. Where we are missing out as parents is giving them unconditional love
And acceptance.
and acceptance. So if we start doing that, I think we won the battle.
No, but what is it you people get in these social medias? And there's so many social media opportunities there, outlets. And if you are on all of them, you have to keep a track of it, what I had put in this and which status I had put here, and you have to keep on looking at the responses also.
Yeah.
How do you manage?
I can, but if I feel that it's a lot, then I delete some, and I feel that I should be in touch with my friends, with my relations, and I should be posting my status every time. Yeah.
Why? You're meeting them in the school. You're with them for 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's a feeling in me that I have to be with them all the time, and for the get together we post some, we have a group of our class friends in Facebook, so we all post our comments and all of that.
Do you think your studies and your goals actually take a back seat?
Yeah, they do, because these distractions, when I'm studying, if my phone is on the side of me, then I feel like I want to do something on the phone. If the phone rings up, then I start chatting for 1 hour and my studies is
we keep on talking about Meenakshi, concentration.
Yes.
And as a trainer,
Yes.
you've been with a lot of students, university students also.
Yes.
Do you feel that this generation is able to concentrate, or they lack it?
To quite an extent, they are lacking concentration because I think they are distracted and they want to reach success very, very fast.
Ambitions are also
Ambitions are very high, yes. So concentration levels are low.
When they are in that chat
Yes.
for 1 hour,
Yes.
their concentration is
Oh,
very,
yes.
very
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Nobody can distract them then.
Yes.
When they are on television and they're watching something, they don't even
Yes.
blink their eyelids.
Yes.
You know, so they have a very strong concentration power. Why it's not being used where we want?
I think, again, see, we're compelling them.
But yeah, if I want to study, then my mother also says the same thing. If I want to study, I do it in about 15 minutes, a full chapter in 15 minutes. But yeah, if I don't want to, I want to be on Facebook and my mother snatches my phone from me, then yeah, it takes me 2 hours, 3 hours to do the same thing which I do in 15 minutes.
You feel rejected when the phone is being taken away from you?
Yeah, I feel very bad. I sometimes start crying also for the phone. But yeah, then my grandmother tells me they are just doing for your better, so you should never do like this. So yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but most of your classmates are able to understand this.
No, I guess no.
How to actually, make them understand their own priorities? What should a parent do?
Spend time. Spend not quantity time. I would say spend quality time with them and guide them. Be with them at every step. Walk with them. And I guess it's done.
Do you think most of the parents are able to give that much time?
When I want to share something, I go to my father and say he's with me at night, not in the evening because of his office work. But yeah, I share him everything. I got scolding today in my school. I bunked my classes, and my father said,
You're bunking in class 7?
no, I just do one class, and then also no, I cannot. Then I go back. But yeah, I share this with my father. He said it's okay, but not for more classes, but yeah, for a little time.
Why do people bunk the classes at this age? Do you get bored with the subject?
Yeah, we do sometimes get bored with the subjects. Some of my friends go and bunk the classes for almost the whole day, and I especially see this thing in 10th and 11th. Mostly I'm out, then I see all the children out, and I say, where are you? I'm going for a bunk. I said that. Then my friends also say, chal, let's go for a bunk. I said, no, I cannot. Then I stay in the class, but yeah, I do get bored in many of the subjects.
And then you get distracted. You really want to actually be there.
Yeah, sometimes.
Out there.
Yeah, sometimes when I want to really study that subject, then my friends come Sanya, let's go. I said no, I want to be there, but yeah, when they force, then I go.
Even if they spend quality time, I think most of the parents are not even understanding what is meant by quality time.
Yes,
Because
yes.
what they do is, how was your day? How was your school?
Absolutely.
What is it you're liking in that
That's it.
school?
That's it.
What is good with your friend? But actually, is that quality time? How do you define quality time?
Not really. I mean, see, that is very one-sided because you're asking the questions and very half-heartedly you're listening to them. Quality time means that you listen to the child, where he comes from. Parents believe that we are listening all the time, but they don't give 100% listening to their child. Listen to them, play with them, do activities that they enjoy doing, rather than just sitting with them and asking questions like you just said, how was your day, what did you eat, and how were your friends. Do what they enjoy. Maybe go to the park together. Listen to them, what sport they like playing. Maybe you go play that sport with them. Eat what they want to eat rather than making them eat what you would like to eat. So get completely involved.
Your parents eat what you feel like eating?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, my father cannot spend a lot of time with me, only 1 hour maybe. He spends with me, then he asks me, what do you want to eat? Yeah, if I want to say some junk food, then he orders it for me because he thinks I should get the specific time he wants to give it.
So if you are eating junk food, you are in that frame of mind when you listen. Because they have given you comfort food.
Yes.
Good, that's very interesting. That's a technique most of the parents are actually using. So time now for a short break. Stay tuned, we'll be back soon.
New Age Parenting, presented by Manav Rachna, powered by Psychorian Matrimonial, Ek Rishta Vishwas Ka. New Age Parenting, presented by Manav Rachna, powered by Psychorian Matrimonial, Ek Rishta Vishwas Ka.
Welcome back to Soul Searching. In today's episode, we are talking about kids getting distracted. And this is the tender age where they have so much to look forward to, but then their priorities actually start changing. Why are you people getting distracted? Does it give you a kick or feeling of belonging and feeling of acceptance?
Yeah, if I talk about this, then like because of my friends, they tell me new websites. I didn't know about Twitter. Yeah, my friends told it about me. I didn't had Facebook till 6th. I got it in 7th just because my friends. I cried in front of my parents that I want a Facebook account. Then only I got it. Yeah, but what I suggest parents that they should like give them quality time and they should like allow them to use these all things. Then only what happened with me, my father said it's okay, you do. Then but after 1-2 hours I said no, I cannot be on more. So then I started studying this one.
Yeah, that's very beautiful thing. You know what she said is that you for to ask something from your parents you have to cry, and your friends just give it to you. There are so many options. Should parent allow? How to actually restrict? You know, and how to realize that how much is enough?
Okay, a difficult question, but to put it very simply, yes, parents should allow. One, control. See, what we do as parents is we reprimand them for everything. We don't give them comfort. We try to control them. So, controlling any individual, we don't get the desired results, right? So, hold their hand. Let them be part of those distractions, but however, we need to monitor them because we can't let them loose. They're at an age where they can, go in a very different direction also. So yes, comfort them, let the distraction be controlled, and I believe we need to monitor them, keeping them informed that yes, you will be monitored on and off. Because if you monitor them without telling them, again, you're entering into a space that they will not respect you for.
Are there your classmates whose parents are not monitoring and not telling them to, they don't interfere, they allow them, okay, whatever they're doing?
Yeah, but I love their life because they tell me it's nothing with me. I said my father has deleted that WhatsApp. They say that my parents doesn't see my phone and I'm very lucky. I also feel sometimes very bad about that. I go to my parents and my parents tell me that their parents are not understanding what will happen in the future. Then they make me understand. My father always checks my phone, and if something wrong happens, my father scolds me, and he knows what is right for me and what is wrong for me. So that's why I trust him a lot. My father inspires me a lot.
That's very beautiful, but deep down, do you ever feel that, have you ever asked yourself what can happen, what wrong can happen? Haven't you reassured your parents that I'll stop on my own?
I told him, but yeah, because I trust my father a lot, so I listen everything from my father and I can do whatever he says.
Very obvious parents' fear, of course.
Yes.
But what is that deep down fear? Because we just talked about trust. Why have we not been able to, as parents, build that trust in our child that if we allow this much, one, if he has a problem, he'll come to me. Have I opened that door? Kept that door open for the child to come back and say, Mom, Papa, I have a problem. I tried this, I experimented it, and now I don't know how to go about it.
Okay, as parents at times, Kanupriya, we feel we have opened that door. But the door is not fully open, it's just ajar. And we feel that much space is okay for the child to come with the problems. Open your door wide. Communicate with them openly.
Are we ready? If the child comes to a father and says that this is what has happened on Facebook, I experimented and this is what is happening, what will be the father's and the mother's reaction? They're going to close up.
They would.
They'll clam up. Why? What are we afraid of?
We're afraid of losing the child.
But aren't we losing otherwise also?
We are.
Emotionally and mentally?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, a parent should allow whatever the child's thing, and like in a short period of time the child will understand on its own, or the grandparents help a lot. Like if I talk about my grandfather, he was a very nice person, and he like taught me all the good things, and I just love him a lot.
That if your grandfather scolds your mom, that gives you the satisfaction. Oh, I was right. No, but if we look at it, Sanya, if your mother gives you or Papa gives you the permission today to go all hog, okay. Nobody's going to watch your WhatsApp, nobody's going to watch your Facebook, nobody is going to be there. There are no logs. How would you react?
I would be a little scared, because if something gets wrong with me, I would be the person who would be like in loss. So yeah, I would be very scared.
So you have to be more responsible.
Yeah.
You learn to be more responsible. But most of the friends you know who have been given this open, like openness, there are no restrictions, nothing is, being watched. Are they responsible, or they are very, very irresponsible?
They are very, very irresponsible.
If too much of freedom is being given to you people, if there are no restrictions, what you are seeking, what you are asking, you're not being responsible.
We believe that, okay, the child is going to school. That is one aspect that will be taught to the child in school. However, for the child to become responsible when he's spending more time at home and less in school, I think as parents we need to teach them what responsibility is all about.
And I think teaching comes actually by seeing.
By seeing or by doing it with them.
Yeah. What is the right way to educate? What is the right way to restrict? What is the right way to punish? Whatever. I don't like the word punishment.
I also don't
yeah.
like it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then, what is the right way to actually teach them to become responsible?
Explain it to the child rather than kind of just pushing him against the wall and saying that, okay, now let's
this
see
is
what
the
you
mistake
do.
you have done.
Yes.
That final that you are wrong.
And we as parents, keep drilling it into them that you've done this mistake, you'll never learn. Give them a chance.
Very true. If chances are given to you, Sanya, what do you think? Most of your friends, how would they feel?
If the same way goes and the parents are not trusting the children, I think it will not change. But yeah, if they start trusting the children and the children understand the responsibilities, then yeah, I guess they will change.
So we look for that change actually.
Yeah.
And let's create the trust.
Yeah.
That's very important. And for that, I think most of the kids will also have to open up.
Yeah.
And start talking about it, that what is it that ails them.
Yeah,
Somewhere
sharing.
the kids will have to start talking to their parents, even if you feel that parents have blocked, but they are ready to listen, because ultimately they are your parents.
Yeah, because now I started sharing my feelings with my father, then what happens in school. I get scolding, sometimes what happens in my school. So now I feel like, yeah, my father knows whatever is going wrong, whatever is going right with me.
Yeah.
So now I'm feeling relieved now.
Yes, we have to bridge the gaps.
Absolutely.
There is a lot of communication gap happening. Sanya and Meenakshi, thank you so much for this soul searching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Time now to really understand what is happening in our relationships. Somewhere we are not able to give them the real environment where they can learn to have responsibility. We also understand that responsibility cannot be taught by talking. It can only come by doing, and we need to understand what are the powers we have within us. As an individual, we have these 8 powers which is being taught by spirituality. To understand more about these inner powers, time to move over to spiritual significance.
A quality is a characteristic which can be seen, admired, or appreciated in someone, but the admirer may or may not feel or experience that quality. A power is an overwhelming force, determination, or might that cannot remain hidden. The 8 powers available to all human beings at all times within them are the powers to pack up, tolerate, accommodate, discriminate, judge, face, cooperate, and withdraw. With practice, I can summon any of these powers according to the situation I'm faced with. To handle my distractions, I need to call upon my power to withdraw. I have it in me to withdraw from everything outside in an instant and to connect with my inner self. It's a mental exercise during the day. Practice every hour. Withdraw yourself from whatever you're doing. However intense or involving it might be, just for an instance, say hello to yourself and look out the window or ask yourself how I am feeling. Get that answer and then coolly get back to the work you're doing. Repeat it every 1 or 2 hours. Initially, it'll be difficult to come back, but see to it that you have to come back within an instant. With regular practice for a week, you would have learned to use your power to withdraw anytime you want.
Spirituality helps us to understand our own self, and from this week onwards we've started this knowledge of understanding the 8 powers which are there in each of us. In each individual these powers exist. Only thing is that we are not aware, and that is why we never use it. Maybe when we are parenting, we are learning to parent these children in the right way, we'll also learn to handle our own distractions. So time now for mapping the conflict. Mapping the conflict.
Parents' view. With so many distractions available, strict actions are needed to keep them focused. Some discipline has to be inculcated.
Child's view. We know we get distracted, but we can't help it, and strictness of our parents provokes us to be rebellious.
Solution. Negotiate with your child. If they understand they are distracted, ask them how you can help them to overcome it. Coming from them, the solutions would be easily acceptable to them.
Parents' view. Internet and social media are unknown territories. Exposed to them, kids have a security issue. It's better to restrict than be sorry.
Child's view. We know it's risky to be on social media with strangers, but parents have no trust in us. They always feel we are on social media. It's fishy.
Solution. Open communication about one's fears and mistrust is a key to every problem. Give the child complete knowledge of how it can be dangerous or problematic without creating fear. Then trust his judgment and be present to help him handle any queries.
Parents' view. This generation has no awareness about responsibility and is not focused. They live by the moment and are not passionate about their goals. Their dreams are unrealistic.
Child's view. I have my dreams and goals, but they are not materialistic. I want to help out the world and its people, but my parents won't understand.
Solution. Accepting that this generation has different set of goal orientations and purposes will help us understand their dreams. They may look unrealistic, but negating them will not help. Instead, guide them to manifest these dreams realistically. We've always maintained that the solutions we talk in mapping the conflict may not be right for everyone, but this is another way of looking at the problem. And we need to understand that if my relationship with my child is creating pain or sadness, then we need to take a pause and look at things in a different way. If we are ready, there are solutions for every problem, because we've always maintained that if there's a problem, there has to be a solution, and that solution which is nice for everyone, because the purpose of parenting is to create love and responsibility and happiness in my child's life. This is your platform. If you have any suggestion or if you would like to be part of this program, please feel free. You can email us or you can give us a call. So till the time we meet again, enjoy parenting.
New Age Parenting, presented by Manav Rachna, powered by Psychorian Matrimonial, Ek Rishta Vishwas Ka.